Hey, what's up, Zombros? If you don't know, I am Mr. Boogie, one of the co-hosts of Zombie Bros Gaming on YouTube, and today I'm joined by the other co-host of the channel, a man by the name of Exfil Mike, and my best friend of the last 10 years.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
What's up? So, today we are starting something that we've never done before, and welcome to Gamechat, where we're going to talk about game news and all the latest and greatest and what we think about patches and new updates to games or new releases. Just, cover some stuff. So, anyways, how are you doing tonight, Mike?
Doing pretty good. Just looking at the last patch notes right now of Escape from Tarkov, the patch 0.16.2.0, which was posted on March 17th of 2025.
Yep. So, what do you think about the current state of Tarkov?
It needs a lot of work, I think. Tarkov is not a bad game. I don't think, at least it is. I know a lot of other people will say differently, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad of a game. I think it needs some work around major work around audio. Audio is a massive issue in Tarkov, and I feel like it's been an issue since the start of Tarkov.
I want to say that I want to agree on some notes, but at the same time, I never really had problems with audio when it came to Tarkov. My biggest problem was like the updates. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, I grinded so hard to get my keycards, and I had to give them all up for a limited time quest event, earn them all back just to give them up again, and then have them do limited uses on keycards. I'm going to tell you right now, that broke the game for me. I felt like I wasted so many hours grinding that out.
No, I agree. Just going from having your unlimited key cards just from now to being 10 use on each card really put a damper on getting any key cards. Like it came to a point where now even getting key cards are like they're not even worth getting anymore. Same thing as keys, like getting any of the marked room keys. I feel like they're just like they're great to have, but what happens if you get that one use and you get complete garbage loot?
Bro, oh my god, you have no idea how many marked room keys I bought, and then I had to do the awkward run to dorms. And then, oh man, if you want to talk about stressful, that is pure stress. Especially because like key cards or keys, those mark room keys aren't easy to get. And when I got mine, they were like, 15 million a pop. And that's not even a full 10 use key. We're talking like it's got 8 uses on it. You're paying 15 million rubles. Low key wild, man.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is I've done it where I've gotten marked room keys and I went straight to dorm, and I've opened the door and I've just received a whole bunch of umps, like a bunch of UMPs and like crap ammo, and like maybe like I would get like a violet key card.
Yeah,
like
just
maybe
bullshit you don't want to find.
Yeah, like violet key card's good, but it just like the spawn rate for them started getting really low, and it got to the point where now it's just getting like just really crap guns that I just didn't need. Like I remember one time I got like an AK-101.
The key card that I thought was not that great was actually the yellow, I believe, because it literally, I know people will tell me, oh, you could find a LEDX in that room, you could find a Bitcoin in that room. I never found a fucking Bitcoin in that room. In the entire, bro, I hit labs hundreds of times. I never found no Bitcoin for me, bro.
I found quite a few Bitcoins on my yellow key card runs. I found a few Bitcoins. I even found a GPU as well, but I've never hit like a LEDX. I've actually hit a LEDX in the med room.
That's such a, yeah.
Yeah, like I've hit Athletics in the med room before a few times.
That wasn't my experience with it, man. It was not like that. I mean, I love Tarkov, don't get me wrong, but like I also feel like the biggest problem with Tarkov is that Battlestate Games just doesn't listen to their player base, dude. Like they just don't fucking care what you want. Like they want to charge you like hundreds of dollars and then fuck you over in the end, I feel like.
I don't think it's that. I just think it's that they need to hire more people for actual help. Like, you know, I know they just have like their set of guys at their office, and you know they're working day in day out on fixing the game, but I think they need more guys. Like they need people with a lot more experience, especially when it comes to like audio or it comes to like certain bugs in the game. You know, like I don't know if you experienced it, like I've experienced bugs where like I can't even use my gun.
Oh, buddy, you have no idea. Yeah, no. I personally, in my opinion, I'm just not a huge fan of Russian developers. And it's because most games that I play that had Russian developer, they're just shit, dude. They're shite. Like, and
I
it
don't think it's
like
I
I mean,
just
let's talk about this though. Like Tarkov has been in early access for what, almost 10 years now?
I believe so. Let me get a quick look on it because I actually completely forgot how long Tarkov's been.
It's been out for a minute. I know that for a fact. Like I know that, you know, they've had ample time. They've made ample money. Like I mean, how much was the Unheard? It was like $250. I mean, I played it, but like that's not my point. My point was is that like, dude.
So it's Tarkov almost came out. It's 9 years so far.
Yeah, 9 years in early access is crazy,
Yeah,
especially
9 years.
for what they've delivered on. Like, I'm not saying Tarkov is a bad game inherently. Like, don't get me wrong, it does have playability, but like, it's not a game that I can see myself consistently grinding every day, especially like you know, wipe after wipe.
Yeah.
And why is just every wipe, bro, is just totally different. Like they change so much every wipe. It's crazy.
I think the only thing I do like that Tarkov does at the end of the year are the events.
Oh yeah.
I do
No,
I do
100%. The events were sick.
Yeah, like a lot of the events they do are pretty good. I remember one time where like Halloween they did like just like the cultists just spawn like almost 100% on the map.
Dude, did you ever do the when all the bosses were on resort and all of them were on reserve?
No, I actually did not play that wipe.
Oh, dude, I played that wipe. Oh my god, dude, it was insane. I can't, man. I felt like that trained me to fight bosses because when you fight Tagilla in the fucking Ratacombs on reserve, it's literally do or die. Like in those moments, like there was, and honestly, it's crazy because he'll actually sneak. Like I don't know if a lot of people know, but like Tagilla can be a sneaky little dude, man. Like I was
Yeah.
literally coming up from D2. I had literally went in through the satellite dish, came down, was coming up the stairwell through D2, and he was right there in the hallway. And I didn't even know because I walked up the hallway like real slow, like I always do. As soon as I caressed that T in that hallway, he was there on the right, just crouch walking.
Yeah, no, he's to I've heard some stories about him on that wipe when they had all the bosses on reserve.
Oh, dude, it was terrifying. It was like, bro.
I even heard it where like even like Killa was just like aimbotting you from like if you're up on dome and you got it to see him like from dome, like he was just aimbotting you from dome and he would just two tap you.
I wouldn't say it's aimbot, he's AI, but like it's definitely he's cranked up, like for sure.
Oh no, he's aimbotting, bro.
Because like, bro, it was terrifying, dude. I'm gonna tell you right now, going through the Ratacombs, fighting the goons after you just killed Kalante and Tagilla and Killa all in the hallways was like some of the most adrenaline filled moments I've ever had in gaming. Honestly, it was a good time, but it was stressful, and I'm not even gonna lie, I'll keep it a stack. I lost a lot of gear in those Ratacombs, my man.
Oh
Like,
no, no doubt. Like
Like I lost quite a few hexes, and I'm not too happy about that. But you know,
that went at the time where hexes were pretty good.
It was funny though. I actually discovered a hidden gem when I was doing all that though. A gun that you think that wouldn't be that great that actually turned out to be like, this is actually decent.
What was it?
You know what it is? It was the Glock, the G18.
Oh, no.
The full auto Glock.
Like leg meta?
Dude, no. Full auto Glock with PB rounds is all you need, man. Literally, I killed Killa and Tagilla like back to back with the 50 rounder mags. I was carrying like 6 of them. My dude was heavy, but I'm gonna tell you, man, like when you're fighting that many bosses, the worst thing that you can have happen to you is probably running out of ammo. I will say that you do got to be a little mindful of like, you know, not dumping the mag too fast after you've shot like several mags, because your gun does get hot. But no, if you have a cold barrel and you walk up on Killa, you just dump that baby, let her sing, and Killa's gonna be a corpse on the ground, you know.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And it's funny because like I'm talking like I just shot center mass, like I just shredded his armor. I didn't go for headshots. I wasn't trying leg meta. I was just under panic, dumping on his chest, and it killed him super quick.
Another thing I'm not really too fan of right now is that the nerf that Killa got on his armor. Like if you wear it, like his armor is just complete, just dog water.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Killa armor. I never really picked it up. I liked the helmet because I found out that the helmet's face visor was like level 6, and that turned me on. I was like, this is nice, but
yeah, but you could still get shot on the top of the head and it would still kill you with a one shot.
Oh, I know, because the top, I guess, is level 4.
Right.
So if you're running level 4 on the top of your head, but as all the caveat, I guess, is you just got to be looking at the guy that's trying to kill you. Which, I mean, let's be honest, if you're a decent player, you're looking at the guy because you're trying to kill him too, right?
Right.
So like, you know, I don't know. I also once made the mistake of thinking that I was going to take the armor plate out of the back of my plates, like, you know, my back plate. I would wear level 6 hexes and I would take the back plate out because it's a level 6, but they're the same plate. So you can swap, like, you know, the front and the back because they're the same plate, right?
Right.
My dude, my dumbass, being the genius I am, thought, hey, let me take the back plate out. I'm not going to get shot in the back. Like, you know, I'm facing anybody I'm trying to kill. Like any AI that I'm fighting or any people that come up on me, I'm facing them. No, I literally got shredded in the back by Killa because I turned to run to get behind cover, and he just, dude, he killed me so fast. It was, I felt bad, bro.
No, I know. I get that, dude. That part right there sucks.
Yeah.
But let's get into some of the patch notes they just released. So, then they did changes for customs. They optimized performance in customs. They optimize in-range memory consumption of all locations. Optimize the shadow quality for better performance on low-end PCs. And they put a little note on the bottom. It says, we will continue to work on fixing and changes to optimize and improve the technical state of the game and upcoming updates.
Yeah, they did a bunch of map reworks. Are you actually... I'm not a fan of the factory one. I liked factory being tight and quick, you know?
I like the old factory map too, but I do like the new one. I like how now there's just, you know, the thing is, I just feel like the old factory map was like a box. That's all it was. It just felt like it was just one like dark box, and like it was just, you know,
yeah,
it's just 4 corners and that's all it was. Now they made it where, you know, there's like a little outside area. There's more stuff like in the basement now. You know, like I just like how it looks now. There's a lot more areas to hide. There's a lot more areas to and for more battles.
Oh, I totally understand. Yeah,
And
no,
then
I'm a fan of it, kind of. I mean, I'm all for change, but when it came to factory, I liked it being small. I liked it being very tight and CQB oriented.
right.
That was like the appeal to me was that, because you're so close, it's like inherently more dangerous. So it's like it adds that little bit of pressure. I mean, not like you don't already experience pressure in Tarkov, but
No, it just I know what you mean now, because now it's just it kind of puts a different type of pressure.
yeah, it was like
Like how
if I wanted to get into a gunfight like really quick, I would just go to factory, right? Because like I know that there's 6 PMCs that are going to spawn on there. I'm one of them, and then I got 5 guys to worry about if I get a full lobby.
Right. Not even that too. I mean, like when people try to do the quest Grenadier, everyone goes straight to factory.
Bro, I
I mean,
actually
like,
I actually did Grenadier in the Ratacombs.
that's terrible. I mean,
Bro.
it's doable, but
Well,
damn.
I mean it is terrible, but hear me out. I mean, command center, bro. Everybody goes command center. So if you're just, I mean, I don't want to say ratty, but like if you're smart, you're just going to hang around Ratacombs, and then what's going to happen? Somebody's going to come into Ratacombs because they've got some kind of task that requires them to go into the command center. And that's your moment, buddy. You're going to seize it, and Grenadier gets done pretty easy.
Oh yeah, no, I've done Grenadier so many times. For me at
Like,
least, I done Grenadier on factory only, just because it's easy. I'll just hide in the I'll hide in the safe office. I'll just have like a black rock just filled with impacts.
yeah, I totally.
I'll just have it filled with impacts. I'll have like an Alton on,
It's,
and I'll have like the Gen 3 like Osprey armor.
hey, I'm
And I'll
just
just
saying, hide in that bathroom, bro. There is literally a bathroom across the hall that leads to nothing. It's just a bunch of empty stalls, but like it's the perfect hiding place.
yeah, no, that too.
So, if people watch this and the next time I get like grenaded inside that bathroom, I think I'll know why.
All right, so they also did some AI changes. So one of them is all bosses now have a 30% spawn rate. That is great, especially when it starts coming down to where you start doing the what are they the quest where you start killing all the bosses on the maps.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. They increased the spawn chance of cultists in PvE and PvP modes.
Sick.
So that's another good one too. I'm happy that they did the increase the chances for cultists on both modes. I don't know about you guys, but I know me and Boogie here, we like playing more on PvE. Not because we don't like PvP, but it's just we're just kind of tired of cheating. We're tired of dealing with cheaters. Every single time we play, there's always been a massive cheating problem in Tarkov, and we just prefer playing on PvE.
Yeah, if we're talking about the hacking problem, yeah, it at one point, I mean, a guy even made a YouTube video on it called "The Wiggle That Killed Tarkov." Props to that guy Goat, but like, he wasn't wrong. I mean, if you and it sounds stupid, but like if you want a better chance to survive with the hackers, just wiggle, dude. Like, just act like you can see them through the walls, even if you can't, and you're looking at nothing. Just do the wiggle. It might save your life.
And they also reduced the spawn chance for partisan in PvE. Um, since we've been playing PvE, I haven't really ran into partisan a lot. I know you've played PvE longer than I have, so you might have ran into him more, but I haven't ran into him.
I haven't seen him once, but I also stopped playing. So my opinion on it is probably not so valid. After they changed the keycards on me, I was like, I'm sorry, Nikita. You're on some bullshit, man.
They adjusted the spawn time for player scabs. Now they spawn no earlier than 17 minutes after the start of the raid on most of the locations, including factory, reserve, and low-level ground zero.
Nice.
So that's not too bad. At least it gives you a chance to, if you're using your PMC, you're trying to loot, it gives you a chance to go ahead and loot and get all the stuff that you need and bounce out and not having to worry about getting tossed in the back by a player's cav.
All right. Well, let's move on to another topic now. Let's start talking about Magic the Gathering. Now, personally, I have been a long time fan of Magic the Gathering, as you know, and you have too. I know you have. I taught you how to play Magic the Gathering years ago.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But let's talk about all these sets they're releasing. Did you see that Cactuar card? The Final Fantasy cards that they released?
No, I have not.
Oh my god, buddy, it breaks the game. It's 7 mana, I believe. Don't quote me on this, but I believe it's 7 mana. And whenever it attacks, you give him like 10,000 damage until end of turn.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, dude.
You talking about the Dragonstorm that's coming out, the new one, the Takar?
No, I'm talking about the Final Fantasy set.
Oh yeah, the Final Fantasy one. Yeah.
So Magic the Gathering has gotten into this thing where they like to release a bunch of new cards and sets all in the same year. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you've been trying to keep up with Magic the Gathering as far as release on sets, you have spent a lot of money. But one of those sets was the Final Fantasy set. And yeah, no, the Cactuar card is crazy. They also added Titus into the game, and they added Cloud. So there is now the card counterparts to those characters for anyone that's trying to collect them.
Have you seen the new set that's coming out in April, the Tarkir Dragonstorm?
No, I haven't. Why are you waiting for it?
I'm looking at some of the cards. They're doing a Mox Jasper.
Oh, dude, the bans on Magic have gotten crazy too. Like they banned Counterspell. They banned fucking. Oh my god.
Well, we will get into that topic. Hold on. Let me read some of these cards here that are coming out on this new list here in April. So we have Crater Hoof Behemoth. It is a 5 generic, 3 green, 5/5 with haste. When this creature enters, creatures you control gain trample and get +X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. This is going to go really wild in token decks.
Oh yeah, a Kranko Goblin deck. Oh my god.
Yeah, you can do you can do a green and red mix.
Oh my god.
Imagine having this. Imagine putting like Shroud or like Hexproof on him.
Oh man. That's gonna be.
Dude.
Oh dude. This is, man.
Then there's another one. Here's Taval, Arbiter of Virtue.
I'm getting PTSD just thinking about it.
So listen to this one. So it's 2 generic, 1 black, 1 green, 1 blue. It's a legendary creature, Spirit Dragon, 6/6, flying, lifelink. Spells you cast have Devel. Whenever you cast a spell, you lose life equal to its mana value.
Oh my god.
And then they have a land called Misty Rainforest, where it's pay 1 life, sacrifice this land, search your library for a forest or island. And
so hold on, back to that card though. You pay 1 life, or they lose 1 life for the mana cost.
So you, as the controller, lose the life for the mana cost. So whenever you cast a spell, you lose life equal to its mana value. So imagine having that card and you're just giving it to, like, you give it to an opponent.
My thought process was, I thought the opposite. I was thinking like that it made it that whenever you cast a spell, you basically burn your target for whatever the mana cost is, because if you can get some kind of mana engine going, you are set. Like, I know Goblin has one. Goblin decks have a really good mana engine, and it revolves around Skirk Prospector, I believe. Yeah. Basically, you get a bunch of goblins, you sacrifice them, and in every goblin you get rid of is 1 mana. So say you're casting, I don't know, some really high cost spell, which, you know, green's got it. So if you're going green, red, ooh, that, man.
And then also They did Ugin, Eye of the Storms. He's a legendary planeswalker. Whenever you cast a spell, exile up to one target permanent that one or more colors. Whenever you cast a color spell, exile up to one target permanent that's one or more colors. +2, gain 3 life. Draw a card. It's 0. You add 3 colorless mana. -11. That's a big one. Search your library for any number of colors known cards. Exile them. Shuffle. Until end of turn, you may cast those cards without paying their mana cost. So if you have an Eldrazi deck, this is going to be the card that you need to add. Because if you think about it, you could just keep plussing 2. Mind you, he comes out with 7 loyalty counters.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, he comes out because he's a 7 cost, 7 generic. And he comes out with 7 loyalty counters. So all you gotta do is +2 twice.
Oh my god.
And you can search your library and you can just end the game if you have an Eldrazi deck. You can just bring out all the Titans and just cast them without even paying their mana cost.
It's disgusting.
It is. When
honestly though, I'm not sorry not to cut you off, but the most disgusting card combos that I've seen though in my Magic the Gathering recently was that deck you built, the Sorin deck, the Sorin Life deck.
Yeah, Sorin of House Markov.
Yeah,
so I actually perfected that commander.
Like I literally, if I see you play that deck, I won't even play the game out because I know it's a huge waste of time. I'm just gonna lose. Like, it doesn't matter. You just you have to kill him so fast, and he takes off on like what, turn 2, turn 3. So
takes off on turn 3.
Yeah, turn 3. So basically, if you're not totally ready to counter that by turn 3, you are so boned, dude. It's insane. It doesn't. And the problem is you had a way of returning him from the graveyard that was really fucking infuriating.
Oh yeah, I just have a bunch of I didn't have a bunch. I have I've just like bunch of like reanimate cards. You know, anything that would just reanimate him back into the game.
Yeah, that's no fun for either. Well, it's fun for you, but anybody else sitting at the table, well, you might as well just pack it in, buddy.
No, I think the power level of that deck, and he's only a 2-drop, mind you. He's just a black and white.
Mm.
The power level of that deck, if you build it right, it can be a solid 9. Solid 9. You can go up against people that like having like complete blue decks that are just all about control.
Right. That's disgusting. Anyways, I've gotten some teasers about Elder Scrolls 6 lately. Have you heard anything about that?
No, I have not. But I was going to tell you before we did move on, though, let's discuss our favorite commanders.
My favorite commander? It's going to be the Sorin card that I don't own. You know, you already know, Sorin of House Markov.
Yep, the one I'm using.
Yep, the one that whenever you cast, as long as he's in the command zone, right? He gets I forget the bonus. I can't quote it from heart or from memory right now, but you know which one I'm talking about.
You're talking about Edgar Markov.
Edgar Markov, yes. He's like $200. He is.
No, he's actually $40 right now.
That's insane. But for vampire decks, I have a vampire deck, you already know, and I love that deck. But if it had that card, it would just be probably a 9 on the power level. It is so fucking strong.
Oh yeah. So I actually have a few that I've built because.
Well, if you had to, okay, so like survival situation, you know, you're going out of town or something, you can only bring one deck and one commander. What are you choosing?
One deck. It
One
would
deck.
have to be my Sorin. My
Yeah.
Sorin
Yeah.
is
See,
just is
vampires.
so my Sorin is just so versatile. Like I can deal with control. I can deal with like Voltron decks. I could deal with counter cards. I can deal with um I can deal with green decks, or if they want to keep proliferating, or if they want to deal create many 1/1s on the field, or even poison. Like that deck just continues to kind of help me out in a way where it's just like I can just use that deck for almost anything and I'll never have an issue.
Yeah, no, that's my point though, is vampires. And like let's not understate the utility behind lifelink being so powerful.
Oh yeah,
Especially yeah.
if you have like Bloodthirst Conqueror on the field and you have exquisite blood.
Oh yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like I don't know if you know, but like a Bloodthirst Conqueror, whenever damage is dealt to a player, you gain that much life. So I've done it before with Sorin, where I've dealt like 20 damage with Sorin because I gained 20 plus life before I even get into combat. And it gets pretty bad.
Yeah, so moving on to Elder Scrolls 6, they actually teased they teased a trailer, and in the trailer basically everybody's been speculating that the new setting for the Elder Scrolls 6 is actually going to be set in Hammerfell.
Hammerfell.
Yeah, Hammerfell. But also, not only that, they are going to be on a new game engine, so they're actually going to be using the Elder Scrolls creation engine, which is the same engine that actually powered Fallout 76. So I don't know.
That's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm curious to see where they take it, but honestly, I'm not impressed with the delivery. It has taken so long for them to come out with the Elder Scrolls 6. Like, I mean, how long have we played Skyrim? Like, how many playthroughs of Skyrim have you had?
Too many to count. I can tell you right now. It's just too many to count.
And that's my point, is that we've all just been replaying Skyrim and all these new, like, old Elder Scrolls games, just waiting for Bethesda to come out with Elder Scrolls 6, you know?
I don't know. I feel like Bethesda's really putting a lot of time into Fallout 76. And it's not that Fallout 76 is a bad game. It's a great game. It's just enough's enough, in my belief. Enough's enough. Like, Fallout 76 had a very bad start and they keep putting so much time into it, and I feel like they're diverting a lot of time from Elder Scrolls 6, which this game should have been out a long time ago.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I feel like I shouldn't have had to wait for 10 years of my life for them to come out with the next installment of one of my favorite games, you know?
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, if you see Skyrim, like, Skyrim still gets, like, mod updates all the time.
Oh, yeah. People have... Skyrim, I feel like, at this point, is just, like, been... It was such a good game that it literally carried Bethesda for 10 years, I feel like. I feel like that's really what happened, is that we have all been so loyal as a fan base to keep playing this game. And it's because of the way they set it up with, being able to go different builds, and what if you made this choice instead of this choice, and infinite replayability. But there also comes a time where it's like, I have done everything in Skyrim. I have gotten the Daedric artifacts time and time again. I have killed the Empire time and time and time again as the Stormcloaks. And it's like, I want Elder Scrolls 6 already, is where I'm really going with this. And I I just, man, I can't wait. I want it. I want it now.
I think for me, it's just I'm just waiting for Elder Scrolls 6 to come out so I get just do another stealth archer build.
The stealth. Why does everybody do the stealth archer?
I don't know. I think it's just, to me personally, I think it's more like a meme at this point. Everyone just memes it, where it's just like, oh, like I'm gonna do another playthrough, so you're gonna play as an orc.
Yeah,
it's
no.
Like,
For me,
no one ever plays as an orc.
Yeah,
but
for me, I I always play as a high elf. I'm always a mage. I love sorcery in like any game. Like even when I started playing like games like RPG games like World of Warcraft or like anything like that, I always choose some kind of magic based class. I just like magic, bro. I just, I want to fucking expecto patronum a dude. Like, get the fuck out of my place, like.
And that's funny too, because like every single time I've done a playthrough, I've always done Dark Elf. Every single time, Dark Elf. I've never changed my playthrough. I remember one time, like I played as like Khajiit, and I'm like, you know what, I'll do a Khajiit. I did like halfway up to the main quest, and I'm just like, this really sucks.
It was funny because the only stealth archer build that I ever actually did do in the Elder Scrolls, like Skyrim all the way, was a Khajiit. It was a Khajiit fucking stealth archer, and it's because Khajiit are sneaky. Like I wanted to be stealth mode. I wanted to be able to be like right in front of a dude, and at max sneak I can just crouch and where'd he go?
Right, especially if you have like the Nightingale armor on, or even like the Thieves Guild armor on. It's just like your sneaking just becomes just really like overpower.
I'm saying, dude. Anyways, I think that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah, I think so. We discussed a few topics today. I know some were a little bit shorter than others. I know Tarkov. We did a lot on Tarkov. The reason why it's just because Tarkov just has just continuingly to release content, or not release content. They just continue to update the game. There's always new topics to talk about of Tarkov. So. And then with Magic, me and Boogie here, we're very, advocate players of Magic the Gathering. I think maybe on the next one, we might talk a bit more about it and get more in depth of our decks that we build, or even get into some like the new commanders are coming out. Some of the banned commanders, like even a lot of the banned cards too, that they're banning now. Like we can get into that as well.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. I would love to actually sit down and go over the banned cards and get your input on it. It'd be pretty entertaining in my opinion.
Oh, and I agree. We're just gonna, like I said, we're just gonna have to just go through all of these cards that they actually, they banned. We're going to go through all of them and actually just take a look at them and go from there and just create a whole new video.
Totally. Anyways, I want to thank anybody that watched this game chat. This is episode 1. I am MrBoogie, and I am joined with
MrExfil Mike.
And this is Zombie Bros Gaming. If you like our content, feel free to like, subscribe. It's really going to help us push the channel, build it up. But much love, y'all. Take it easy.
Much love. See you everyone later.